Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to go over some of the news items from War Thunder over the last few days. There isn't a ton of stuff, but there is some interesting stuff coming in the future. Obviously, we've had a look at some of the content that's coming up, such as, the German event ground vehicle, which should be quite fun. And then also the fact that there's going to be a bunch more battleships coming into the game for other nations that didn't get any last update. Also, the nation bonuses or the vehicle bonuses have finally turned up. And then also a few other stuff which has been confirmed. Maybe I'll do a video kind of going over all the stuff that's been confirmed for the last few updates. Mainly the roadmap stuff, at least for me, is the most interesting. But right now, let's get into the server update, which happened a few days ago. This was quite a large one, because this has actually changed helicopters once again. You may remember when helicopters were updated after the last update, the K-52 and the Apaches got their updated model, meaning that they have a bunch of different kind of avionics stuff, which is modeled in the X-ray, and also damage models. So this was a step towards updated helicopter models in a big way. What they did for all other helicopters, which also had access to those types of modifications and also uses, they attach them just to the fuselage. And the problem with doing this is when a helicopter just got hit by a round, they'd knocked out a bunch of those systems in a random fashion, which could mean that you could stop firing your ordnance. It means that maybe it knocks out, your radar or your RWR, and very easily this was happening. So they've decided it was a bit too easy. So for all helicopters that do not have the new avionic modules in the damage models, the chance of avionic damage after the fuselage has been damaged has been significantly reduced. So avionics will not be damaged by the high explosive impact from ammunition of calibers less than 23 millimeters and the kinetic impact to calibers less than 25 millimeters, with the exception of shells with radio fuses and air-to-air missiles. One-time damage to the fuselage by ammunition of calibers less than 30 millimeters will not lead to the disabling of all helicopter avionics. So basically, they are a lot more tanky again, very similar to what they were before, unless you have a decently calibered autocannon. So stuff like standard machine guns like 50 cals or 7.92s won't be able to take out these new avionic packages, but they will still be able to down the helicopter after hitting it a bunch of times. So there you go. That's what they've decided to do for now. Hopefully they can bring in the updated helicopter models so we don't have to have this kind of half measure which we have right now with the helicopters. In ground vehicles, the AB-43, the SD-KFC-2342, the TD, and the 3, there was a bug with the crew swapping that resulted in these vehicles being left without a driver, and that's been fixed. Basically, there is an interesting thing in War Thunder when vehicles have multiple crew. One of the things that you can get wrong, especially with vehicles which technically have two drivers, is if you label one as a commander and the other one as a driver, sometimes the commander slot gets filled when the driver slot is supposed to get filled, so the vehicle cannot move. And that's basically what was happening in this case, and that's obviously pretty negative. Also, in the M48A1, the M103, the MAGAX, and all of the other M48 standards, there was a bug that made it not possible to turn on the spot. That's been fixed, so they've got their neutral turning back, which is a huge bonus to them, since of course that is one of the most annoying things in the game when simple things don't work for that for a vehicle. One of the funny things about the MAGAX, when they were first released, their hulls didn't have a actual physical model. So what you could do is you could hide the hull inside a wall and then just have the turret pop out. And luckily they fixed that pretty quickly because that was very broken. Then, update 2.39.0.46, there was an interface change where there was a bug that made it possible to toggle the show the remaining bonus in headers in the research window after bonus battles that had been used up, so that's been fixed so it doesn't give you false information. Always nice to hear about that. And then also for ground vehicles, there was a bug that caused the first measurement of a certain distance by the rangefinder to only display for a brief moment, and that has been fixed too. So, two pretty positive changes. There's also another air superiority tournament going on, and basically this one is very similar to the other ones. This one is sponsored by Thrustmaster though, so the top places get themselves some Thrustmaster stuff. They did do a giveaway recently on Twitter with the Thrustmaster things, but now it looks like they're going through a tournament. The same prizes are here as were with the giveaway, so that's pretty interesting, and at least from a observer perspective, the open qualifiers, so the first, second, third, and fourth, which are basically over the next 4 weekends, will have streams on them from the official channels, and also they will have Twitch drops. Doesn't say what those Twitch drops will be. I hope there's some camos, hope it's some premium time and stuff like that. But obviously, the Twitch drops have done really well for pushing viewerships to the esports channels, because otherwise the viewership is quite low for the amount of money that they're putting into it. So for me, it's nice to see this. Hopefully what they can do is just continue this trend of adding more camos and stuff like that so people can get access to them, and see if anybody will get fully interested to actually watch it. Now, the other part of it is this is an open qualifier, so anybody can get in, so try and get yourself sorted. And the fact that they don't put what the Twitch drops are kind of worries me, but hopefully it is okay. I just wanted to throw this bit at the end of this video. Since my father's visit is coming to an end, I'll be back at full gas pretty soon, basically on Friday. So the question I have for you is there anything you specifically want to see when it comes to these standard videos, or when it comes to streaming stuff, or when it comes to anything like that? Is there anything you'd like to see covered? I am going to get back into the War Thunder Nostalgia series, which was going on Sundays. I enjoyed doing that series, and there's plenty of things to cover in that, and also there's some speculation stuff, and of course the premium videos that will be starting next week. I'm going to try and get them all out before the sales come. It should be very much drip fed as it's going through, because they're going to take a lot of effort. But the real question is there anything that you specifically want to see from the channel? Right now, when it comes to War Thunder, I've been very much focused on doing the events, very much focused on doing the Battle Pass stuff, and also stuff such as the Page of History. It's been going really well, and I've been able to get all of it done. But at the same time, it means that trying to kind of grind out new content is not always the easiest. It's actually one of the hardest things to try and fit in alongside everything else, and that kind of sucks. So for me, I would really enjoy to kind of get back to that, and I think that's what I'm going to do over the next year. But if there is something that you want to see covered or looked at, or, you know, thoughts, this would be the time to let me know so I can plan some stuff, especially over the next few months. Since in November, you have, of course, one of the major updates and the anniversary. In December, you have another major update. The last 2 months of the year are pretty busy, but now we have like a month's time where we can just kind of chill, maybe focus on the new event, and also focus on getting some vehicles spaded, like the Striker, which is one of those I wanted to do for a while. I also want to get the Stalker series done, and also play some Frostpunk 2. So overall, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there is still room for more. So please let me know what you want to see in the comments, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.